for now.
Right, hey, so welcome back to Trouble County Talks, the show where the three of us get together and chat shit. We'll uh, we'll talk about many different things. You can feel free to suggest things for us to talk about. Each week we'll try and get a guest on and have a conversation with them as well. So this week we have got Paul. Thank you for joining us, Paul. So Paul, you have had a cheeky listen to our new album. What are your initial impressions?
Yeah, no, I'm liking it. Some standout tracks, I think, already. Some that previously I've heard either live or you've released, and some new stuff on there as well. That, yeah, sounding really good, guys.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Cheers,
So,
man.
out of the new tracks, like you said, you've heard a couple of them before live. Any standout ones for the new ones for you? Anything that's sort of floating your boat?
I think just John Baker for me still is the standout track, but both live and on the album. I mean, it's a solid, was it 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes or something?
Yeah,
It's a
eight and
big
a half.
chunk, and yeah, it's
Nearly
fantastic.
nine.
I I thought that may be the case. It's a bit of an epic song. Um, how do you feel it's translated to the recording as opposed to live? Do you think we've captured the what you thought it was going to?
Yeah, I think so. It's captured the whole vibe, the whole album. I think sound fantastic live. It's translated really well your stage presence and sound to an album.
Cool.
Fantastic, excellent. No,
Man.
we're really glad. It can be quite difficult. The process of recording an album, you can very much lose touch with that live element and what that's all about. So I'm really glad that you feel it's sort of captured some of that spirit. That's really cool. Now, when you'll have to remind me because I can't actually remember. When did you first hear us? Was it probably like one of the Outlaws shows or something? Was it?
So I think I first heard you. I think Spotify suggested 12 Gauge Blues to me when that was
Oh,
initially released.
Ah,
And yeah, still one of my favourite intros of the last couple of years. It's a fantastic track. And then I think the first time I saw you live, uh, in su- either in support of the Hot Dam and the
ah,
Dust Coder,
Dust Coder, isn't it?
or
Yeah.
possibly even before that. Yeah. And
oh,
then of course
cool,
back five
cool. Oh,
years.
oh, that's so cool. So with you mentioned 12 Gauge Blues. So obviously that's been reimagined a little bit with a few extras. Now, what's your feeling on those extra little bits?
Yeah, I mean, my ears probably don't pick out the finesse of it, but that opening drum beat, bass line, and then the riff coming in, just yeah, fantastic. Really like it. It sounds great.
I think what Jules was alluding to was we've added some keyboards and things into the middle
Oh,
eight. So the middle eight live is
Right.
it
Oh, that's cool.
works
That's
really
so
well
good.
and it's got loads of space. When we put it on the album, it felt like it was a bit long and it needed something else adding into it. So it doesn't dominate the sound, but it kind of adds another dimension to it. So maybe you'll pick up on that next time you listen to it.
yeah. I have to put them one after another on Spotify. Listen to the original and the album. See how they sound.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
good.
that would be interesting.
Yeah.
That's not something we've done. Yeah, that'd be a good
We're
one to
sick of
try.
listening
I,
to
th- I yeah, I, I I think we've slowed it down a touch. I
It is a little
think.
bit slower, I think.
Yeah. So that'd be interesting.
Tiny
But
bit
still,
faster line.
yeah, still got a great vibe. It's to be honest, it's probably my favorite song to play live. It's a really fun one to play. The sort of guitar lines on it are really stretched out, and it's a little bit of a challenge. So it's quite fun. No, it's always good. Um, right. With regards to the album and sort of the making of the album and anything like that, did you have any questions for us?
Not that technical. I think there's something I did pick up. I think it's the so with the lyric book because my ears aren't great to pick out stuff necessarily all the time, but with the lyric book, um, both 12 gauge, I think it was Black in the Skies. You've kind of almost referenced like man's destroying the world and environmental concerns. Do you think that's like an important part of music to reference things like that, to bring it out, or just something you personally felt you'd like to use?
I think it can be and it can't be. I think it's appropriate to whatever the artist is trying to do at the time. So I mean, I don't tend to gravitate towards music that does it necessarily, but say for instance, I'm a really big fan of Rage Against the Machine, and they're really political. It's not what draws me to them, but that's their thing. Um, I like I like drawing on the sort of the darker aspects of life. And I think, if we can highlight some of those important issues, then it's quite a good thing. What does everyone else think? Spence, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I think the same really. It's important to if you see something and you feel a certain way about something, then obviously it's important to talk about those things, I think. Um, yeah, and put it in music, and obviously see if other people feel the same, or if it connects with someone else, then obviously that's a good thing, isn't it? So that's
Yeah.
definitely what I feel with it.
Yeah, I think I could sort of add that the way we write is music comes first, and then the vibe of the music lends itself to lyrics. And Black in the Sky in particular is quite a dark sounding musically, so it works very well with the lyrical theme. Whereas some of the other songs, I don't know, like Drink Some More and stuff like that, have got much less deep lyrics to, but they work with the vibe of the song. So we I think we there's not one theme through the album, although we've chosen Black in the Sky as the title track. That was as much for artwork kind of
Yeah,
opportunities and things, and we did a lot. Creating artwork for an album is not not an easy thing, and collectively we worked together, we came up with different ideas and everything and kind of honed it down, and Black in the Sky was one of, I think, two or three options for the album title originally.
yeah,
And then we just ended up, and the guy who's done the artwork done a fantastic, obviously you've seen the booklet, which has got most of
Mm.
the artwork kind of theme and everything captured on there. So uh, any impressions about the artwork? Do you think it looks good? Do you think it suits us?
Yeah, no, yeah, I think it fits well with the sort of sound, the vibe that you guys give. I think it will stand out as well. When you see that on a CD stand or a merch desk, it will look cool. It looked cool as a curtain thing when you
Yeah,
perform, but
backdrop. Yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
the budget stretches to that, obviously, but yeah, it's a really cool.
Oh, thanks.
It's definitely striking, like image wise, and that's sort of what we wanted to go for, really. Something that stands out and is quite sort of eye catching. And I think we're super pleased with it. So I think we've sort of got to where we wanted to go to with that, really. So
I think the color choices and the tones for the artwork really gives that sort of B movie vibe, and that's something we really wanted to sort of capture in it. And I think it's worked really well. Yeah, we're super happy with the artwork. Hopefully, when the hard copies come out, you'll get to see the inlay and how much work's gone into it, 'cause it looks fantastic. I mean, deciding to do the album ourselves, and it was a decision to do it. I don't think any of us thought it was going to be the amount of work it was. I think we thought it was going to be similar to the demos that we'd done previously, and just a step up from that. But it was so much more work. The actual, when it comes down to doing an album, all the embellishments, all the backing vocals, all the percussion. There was so many hours we spent in the studio.
yeah,
Pulling all nighters, just getting a shaker or a fucking maraca, or you know what I mean. It was
bongos.
fucking stupid, but it's those details that you listen to the album on headphones and you get all these nice little bits of ear candy, and it makes it worthwhile. And at least we know it's there.
Well, I mean, just the doing the bass, I must have done it 3 times, I think, the whole
Yeah.
album,
Well,
because of technical issues.
nearly all the vocals were done twice for the album. So it was, you know, it's been a long, arduous journey, but we hope we really hope that people enjoy it and that it's been worth the wait. I mean, we're so happy with the product we've got. We feel it's worth the wait, but then it's obviously, you know, it's not up to us.
Yeah, I think it's really
we've had
nice
some
piece
good reviews so far. So
it's a really nice piece of music. Been listening to it in the van, obviously. Then the files I've got are digital, and then I'm playing them through my phone to the Bluetooth. So you know, all that kind of stuff loses the sound quality, but it sounds great. You know, it totally connects with how you guys sound when I've seen you live. The stuff that I hadn't heard before fits really well with the other tracks that I'm familiar with. And yeah, it's a really nice piece of music. I hope it does really well for you guys. It's really high quality. And for people that come across it that perhaps haven't heard you before, I think it does encapsulate the sound. You know, encapsulates the stage presence and stuff, that people will get a feel for what they're getting when they come and see you.
Okay. Oh, that's amazing! Thank you so much.
Yes, mate.
Look, you know, we realize that, you know, doing stuff like this, it's you know, it's never going to be natural to start with, but we really appreciate you taking the time to spend a bit of time with us this evening, have a quick chat about the album. We're over the moon that you enjoy it. Thank God. Look, well, thank you so much for taking time out and speaking to us. We really appreciate your support throughout this. We know it's taken us a long time. We finally got there. It will be out Friday. And you know, you can hopefully continue to enjoy it. And then physical release, you know, we're going to do that early next year. We know you've asked about a pre-sale. That is going to be happening. It will, I promise. We're just finalising some designs. You won't be disappointed. We've got some really cool and interesting merch that we don't think people will expect necessarily. So that should be quite fun. Yeah, cool. So yeah, thanks a lot. We'll catch you soon at a show, and yeah, peace and love.
Take it easy, man.
Cool.
All right. Cheers a lot for that, dude.